have something I want to say because I keep thinking about it. So today I went on a walk, right? Just walking, I kind of like my routine now, going out like my day. And as I'm walking, there's this lady who just was across the street, across the street, said, "Hey, girl, can I use your phone?" Yeah, her phone on my phone, for real, to be honest. And it just went on. So like, damn, man, if I get you some Wi-Fi, I might can help you out. That's what I said. I'm like, so we walking, and she was like, yeah, Harvey's got Wi-Fi. So we go over there, Harvey's, and she talk with me, tell me about, what's going on with her and what she's been experiencing. And just listening, just, it smells funny here. I was just out there doing the dirt. Just listening to her and her just saying how she's gotta go, like, you know what I'm saying? She's tired of this shit, who she dealing with and all this. Not to get in her business, you know what I'm saying? Not to tell her business. But it was just interesting to even, just that space, like, that always like a confirmation, but also just being, as we walking, that space where just to like, say what she had on her mind, say what she went on her heart, and we just walking through that mess, like just going through it. Not necessarily for me to carry it, And that was cool to me. I'm trying to say cool for my lack of better words right now. It was very interesting, that exchange, to say the least. And we get to Harvey's. I'm trying to figure out, man, to her to get in the certain number she needs so she can contact people. She contacted people. Now, I didn't mind you. Now, we ain't never exchanged names. I ain't catch her name. She didn't get my name. Right? So, and I was wondering in my head, like, what's her name? But I ain't ask her. And we in there just talking, and she was getting the phone, texting who she needs to text, reaching out. And she said, hey, this is Angel. Like, Angel? Because I went back, because they had text back, so I saw that. I found out her name was Angel. So it's kind of like, in that moment, an angel been sent. And as we talking, she going through what's going on at her time. And we stopped at Harvey's to, for her to exchange. But that moment, like, it was just, that was more like 10 minutes, like 15 minutes. You don't know how much time you could be used, how much time is needed for you to walk through with someone, you know what I'm saying? Or listen to, or be there, or be that space, or that ear. For people to keep going forward. Who knows what her story is like after the moment that we had, or just the exchange was to know, like, for me to not take any of the exchanges lightly. So she left. And I left from there too, because I really didn't feel comfortable standing up there. And I was walking, I found another place up like a park where it's like Wi-Fi in the park area. So I was like, oh shit, so I could just sit and chill, Ain't necessarily gotta be standing in front of those doors. Like, it just felt weird for me, honestly. Like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna be like. So I left, and then I went to this park and sat and chatted for a while. Then from there, I stopped by this guy that I met just walking through here, because I remember my first exchange with him. He was like, you knew Ryan? Like, the first thing he was like, 'cause I ain't never seen you before. Like, just automatically knew I was a person. For sure, I get that, you know what I'm saying? I don't like, no. Of course, people gonna know who walked down the street, so it was cool that, people are aware of their surroundings. I'm grateful that he was. And we had a short exchange. But anyway, I stopped by to this place just chilling. We got the game on, Boston Celtics. And the Knicks is crazy because Boston, my daddy team, the Celtics, I'm rocking with the Celtics. Like, that's my team, and they was winning. So I was like, yeah, like the Bostons and stuff like that, the Celtics, the Charms, like. So, but it was another guy on the porch. And I don't know, so I knew something was off, but I wasn't sure what was going on. And just me sitting there, like, just feeling the space. I could just notice how jittery, how he moved, and how he, like, just shaking and stuff. And old dude, he'd tapping my shoulder, like, laughing, like, look at him, over there geeking, like, I'm like, I'm sitting here like, is this really what I'm seeing? I mind you, I done been around some things, and I've seen some stuff in my life. But this one right here was new. That was a new exchange for me, guys. You really brought me into the space of seeing the shit up close, guys. And you definitely put it in me for go ahead and rebuke all of that and enable. Because like him just sitting there shaking and tripping, and I just wanted to just lay my hand on him and just say, breathe, please. Breathe. I just wanted to say, breathe, sir. Please breathe. Have you been lacking the life of you? I don't know his story, and I'm not here to judge him. I'm not even here to judge the situation, but I know, like, in a place of, I ask myself, as a user, you know what I'm saying, a person who utilize, you know, who go to these extremes of substance abuse and escaping, you know, their reality, or feeling like they, you know, who knows what kind of life he had to be in that place. So it's not my place to really, but to understand what can get you there. And also looking at the place of a person who served this unto someone. And I'm wondering, should they be held responsible? Because in the space of, like, you could be operating and just doing what you do naturally. That like, if your job, say, that's a question I got for people. Like, say that your job requires you to do something outside of yourself. Because I'm saying, like, how do you say you of God, right? I'm just gonna use this example, but is giving drugs to people that is basically hurting, harming them, or killing them. But it's also to say not that the person who dealing this, people are making a choice, you know what I'm saying? So he can't be like that. So people's making the choice to decide, like, this is, I want to do this, so they indulge this. It's not like he forcing it. So it's like, I'm just looking at it. Like, I'm like, sit here just looking at it up in front of me. The effects of what life could get you to, but also realizing in what ways when we try to make ends meet or get our money or get just to be successful in this world, what it would take for you to do that. But also just remembering the lack of really the righteousness or the lack of integrity for our sisters and brothers. I'm thinking like the accountability and even sometimes the authority that we have to have with people. Like, bro, I'd rather not see you kill yourself, but also know that you're making your own decisions. And because we all have our vices, and I'm not great either, I'm not perfect either, because I'm seeing this is something I'm wrestling with myself. This is my vices. Knowing that I'll be like temporarily, you know, you might go get through this little like, it would be hard, but like just pushing through it feel a lot better. Like, I'm inspired for a sober life. Like, clean, whole. I love weed. I love weed. I love weed. I do. I love weed. I love weed like I love my food. I love weed like I love women. I love weed like I love meat. And to know weed. I'm grateful just the ways I'm not really having to do too much for it. I have all the things that I need just to know that how just to put me into a space and also recognize where that could show up in my life. Like, I'm not putting me above no pedestal or putting me below anyone. Also just observing it, you know what I'm saying? I passed through really 3 people, but 2 people with instant exchanges. So I even question myself, like, do I want to even be in the space of that? Like, get into the mind, because I was thinking about, so we're talking about, like, this show, like, for people who have to portray this idea of being atheists, or this idea of just being something other than their religious or who they are, their culture. Like, how could you, like, and then, but they doing it in like a passion of art. I could see that for passion art, but also for the painting. So basically, like, could I pay you? And my mind was like, can people pay you to be not yourself? Pay you to basically it had blew my mind the way I'm trying to see this, like how I saw it, like, but also just recognize, like, not even just being that like negative, like positive of the way that we can still be utilized as a vessel, as expression to get to the point, to like, that's what movies are, these messages and visual and things that you can see in songs. And so being an actor and actress is beautiful, but also just recognizing what it would require from you to be in this life, in that light, in that life, but also honoring yourself, honoring the self that's going to always be, regardless of the screen, regardless of someone see you, regardless of who there. Like, yo, I was blown. I'm so grateful. I knew honestly, I wanted to just touch the man and just speak it away from him. Like, just say, it's all for you. Because I could see him as a changed man. Because it's still in there, like the way he was speaking and his demeanor. But even though he was so jittery, he was so, like, something was like, in his body, like, it was just, it was like, I'm just watching it, like, they need to breathe. My mind, like, he need to breathe. He ain't breathing. Like, is he breathing? Like, you could tell when someone have a panic in their mind, but their body just, and also just, I don't know, I could feel it in me now, like it's some anxiousness or something, but you also could tell he was tripping or something. He was on something. I don't know if y'all can follow me, but I hope y'all follow me. What I'm saying, like, so I asked the man, I said, well, I know he's a street pharmacist and whatnot. And I said, do you utilize, basically, do you utilize your product? Say it like that. He looked at me like I offended him. But I was straight on it, because in my mind, even though I could physically see the effects of the product right here, versus someone who deals the product, right? You got someone who deals the product, right? And you have someone who does the product. I'm sitting here just observing, like, so are you showing me the effect? You showing me the cause? You showing me give it? But I'm saying, who wrong and who right, right? You know what I mean? Like, who wrong and who right? Because this man is getting high and this man is getting paid. So it's a beneficial relationship, even though the stream of it, I'm like, nah. Man, see him, but he utilizes for payments of his home, you know, his bills, you know, his lifestyle. I understand it. Yeah, you know, and this is his lifestyle. He, you know, to go through life and feel good and give him a reason to place it. It's both a high. It's both showing the ways in which we are utilizing our power and one against the one, like one that's not putting power on something else. And I look at the power of influence, and even the dealers, like, oh God, so much to look into it. Alright, leave that down. I'm gonna back on the video in part 2.